2026 Kia Sportage EX in nebular blue over black. This year, increasing that bold style, was one of the best in class for leg space for the second row and cargo capacity. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm gonna go over the specs and different features that you get with the EX, comparing it with the other trims. There's a total of 6 different trims that you can option. The EX starts off with the glossy black with satin chrome accents for the front grille, going into the new LED projector headlights. Amber LED daytime running lights is going to be on every single trim. LED Q projector headlights that starts on the SX Prestige trim, with a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive configuration, which also changes the ride height, starting at 7.1 inches, which is what we're showcasing here, and it goes up to 8.3 inches. And the styling not only keeps the DNA to Kia, but it makes the Sportage look a lot more beefy than the prior. This is on its 5th generation. The fenders, they flare out, and all Sportages get the 2.5 liter GDI plus MPI 4-cylinder that's producing 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The front-wheel drive is going to achieve 25 mpgs for the city and 33 mpgs for the highway. 17-inch wheels is standard. The EX gives us these 18-inch wheels. It's gonna have that EV9 style because you got the little center cap that's squared off, and it goes up to a 19-inch wheel. Satin chrome is going to be on the lower skirt and on the lower trim of all the windows, and safety has improved with blind spot collision warning that's going to start on this trim. Forward collision avoidance with pedestrian, cyclist, junction, turning. I mean, the damn thing detects everything. Rear cross traffic alert assist that starts on this trim. It's an option on the LX. Park distant warning for the rear. Lane departure, lane keeping assist, lane follow assist, smart cruise control, driver attention, safe exit rear occupant alert, plus front and rear parking sensors on all trims. So the pro here is you're getting an example of a vehicle that can be tailored under $30,000 with these features. Or you could go into the EX and you'll get a little bit more upgrades and you don't have to option the packages. And going into the SX Prestige, we'll get the 360-degree reverse camera. You have 5 different exterior colors, 2 different interior colors when you're on the EX, up to 9 different exterior colors when you go into the SX Pro Prestige. But then the problem that comes into play there is you only get 1 interior option color. The rear gets standard LED taillights with a LED stop bar. The lower, I feel this is where Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis have kind of fell apart a little bit because it's just blank in the lower. They don't put any grille pattern, they don't do any indentation, so it doesn't really make it look aggressive, even though the sportiness comes around the whole vehicle. Just this lower area here, I think they could touch it up. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. But as for the 5th generation, I'm liking what we're getting because it's very hard nowadays to get a vehicle that's in the low 30,000 and even underneath that, and Kia is still giving that with this styling look. Power liftgate going into 39.6 cubic feet of storage. Because it's only 7.1 inches of ground clearance, it's a little bit easier to get in. You get your 12-volt charger, LED interior lights. Underneath the floor, it gets a spare tire. And a nice thing about this is you can configure this down a level, which would give you about 4 inches more. And you have 2 little cubbies here. And to split fold the rear bench, pull the tabs. And that will fold down at a 40-60 split, maxing cargo to 74.1 cubic feet, which is one of the best in class. The key fob to the new Kia Sportage. Because this is the EX, 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver. This is a Syntec seating, otherwise cloth is on the base. Manual seat adjustment for the passenger. Heated front seats, 6 speakers is standard. The 8 speakers through Harman Kardon with 400 watts is going to be on the X line as an option. Because we have this panel moonroof, we have the interior lights that is LED, that's part of the same package. It's going to be somewhat of a driver focused setup, but you can still adjust and relax on the passenger side with plenty accessibility to charge the phone with a wireless charging pad that starts on this trim. Let's fire it up. Dual climate control settings start here. And for the lower screen, dual climate control settings, when you touch up here, this is going to be all the button configuration for the touch panel. 24 inches of screenage is what you can get, but you have a 4.2 inch here. The X line will option the 12.3 digital gauge reader, and you have a 12.3 infotainment screen that has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Sirius XM AM FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Kia Connect. Put it into reverse and you get a reverse camera. Click onto the sub menu and you can expand that out for towing, or you can just make it a larger view. The trajectory will expand. 2 USB-C ports, all new steering wheel. It's 2-spoke leather wrap multi-function. You get your driver mode select right here, and you'll have a total of 3 different driving modes. Leather wrapped, that's on all trims. Ventilated seats for the front, that's going to be on the SX Prestige, as well as 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger. Auto hold, this is nice because once you come to a complete stop, you push this button, have it engaged before so, and it will hold the brake for you at a stoplight. This is going to be a little bit more sporty. It opens up into a deep storage pocket with the 12 volt, and you have a ton of storage capacity. Now it's completely open, and you could do one at a time, so that way you just have a ton more because there isn't any pass-through. Legroom is going to be more than sufficient for the front occupants. The same thing with headroom. Manual dimming rear view mirror, dashboard and door panel configured together nicely. The door card itself is going to be kind of soft where it needs to be, one touch up and down for the front windows with a longer storage pocket. It's just a little bit slim here, but you have an area here that you can fit a larger drink. For the back seats, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrest down. No USB-C ports, nothing for charging. Yeah, you have it right here on the sides, as well as some hangers and storage behind both of the front seats with air vents. And you got a little storage cubby right here. The door card, it's going to be the same as the front, so it carries on with the soft materials where it needs to be. Maybe a beverage holder carved out. Sitting behind me, you're gonna have a sufficient amount of space. This is one of the best in class with legroom for the second row. Headroom, it's more than enough. These seats are already reclined. If I was to sit it the way it's supposed to be, you'll sit more at like a 90-degree. Sliding into the center, the floor is not completely flat, but it's not going to be anything that's really compromised for feet space, but leg and shoulder space is gonna be a touch where you're going to be kind of close to each other, but headroom, it's still pretty good. This is with the moonroof, and you still have a little area here that you can hang up things. 187 horsepower, back with 178 pound-feet of torque, 7.1 inches of clearance, front-wheel drive configuration with a 4-cylinder, 2.5-liter engine. Doesn't sound like it's a lot, but believe me, they do a good job. I mean, considering you're getting 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty, 10-year, 100,000 on the powertrain, any way you slice it, this is the best in class for warranty purposes. And you get all the updates for the styling and the technology all blended in. Now I know all the cars are stopped, so motivation's gonna look extremely fast on the camera, but it isn't actually that slow. That's why I like Kia. I mean, you're talking about a vehicle that's under 30 grand when you go into the base. The EX is a touch over 30 grand, and going into the X line, I would say that's kind of the sweet spot vehicle because it's about 2 grand more than this, and you're going to be getting a few more features like all-wheel drive configuration, so you have the different terrain modes. But going this route, you get the wireless charging pad. All trims get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Pretty quiet in the cabin. As you go up more trims, the side windows become acoustic, so it's going to be a little bit more quiet in the cabin. The seats are comfortable. The suspension holds itself over any type of imperfections. 18-inch wheels, that was a good design choice, because if you would have went to a 20-inch wheel, I think it'd just be too much for the size of this vehicle. It's a compact SUV, but it looks larger than it is. And for a compact SUV in the low 30,000 margin, I mean, competition like Honda CR-V, you're gonna spend more money. And you'll have to go into a hybrid variant in order to get features that's comparable to this, because they just give you more basic features whenever you don't go that route. The Mazda CX-50, they're doing an awesome job. So for soft to touch materials, more premium materials, they do a great job there. But then when you're going into cargo capacity, this is going to beat it, plus the extra leg space for the back seats. The RAV4, we're getting updates for that. It's looking more like a crown that's lifted up. I think it looks stylish, but it's more like a copy-paste vehicle. The Rogue has just went through some updates as well, but then you got that CVT transmission, the same thing with the Subaru Forester. As for the Volkswagen Tiguan, all updated as well. That's kind of a sweet spot vehicle, but you're gonna spend more money. And even on the Chevy Equinox, I think that's one of the best bang for your bucks. But then you got that engine that's not as powerful enough compared to this. So when you put those things into perspective, plus you're getting 5-year, 60,000 mile warranty, 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the powertrain. I'm not trying to sell the damn vehicle, it sells itself, because that's what you're getting as a total package in this vehicle. When you go into the EX, you're getting more standard features that are desirable for the day in and day out, like your dual climate control, the wireless charging pad, but every freaking trim gets wireless connectivity. Every trim gets the large panel screen layout. They carve out a ton of space in the interior so it feels wider than it is. Let's rock and roll. Now, by no means this is a performance madhouse, and when you start going past 60 and 70 miles per hour, the wind noise does filter in a little bit more so that could give you a reason why you want to go into a different trim. But hands down, this 5th generation, it's a hole-in-one. I mean, it's everything Kia was wanting, giving the DNA of all the trims in one vehicle. But then, for some cons, you don't have a lot of color configurations. Even when you go into the top trim, you only have 9 different colors on the exterior, 1 interior color. This has been something that I complain about a lot with, especially when you're getting a cool retro styling to the exterior. The interior also, it just becomes a little bit more boring because it's just black. Everything's black. I mean, give us some color configurations. The steering wheel, I mean, that can go either way. I can see it getting old, but some people really like the 2-spoke design. So I'll let that with whatever you guys think in the comments. I do discuss all of the updates on the auto industry every week in live streams on Saturday, usually at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out also. And we now offer memberships as well as the new channel Supercar Throttle, so you can check out more performance vehicles and our new MC20 Cello. Maneuverability isn't bad. The steering has a little bit of feedback, so you will feel some of that whenever you're going over those imperfections, so I do appreciate that. The braking, it's good. I mean, it's your basic brakes for a Kia. So if you are looking for that everyday blend, this is where you want to go. But let me know which way you would go in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check this next video out right here, and I'd like to thank our friends here at Regal Kia for giving us this 2026 Kia Sportage for our car review.